Ammonia release. The Millard Refrigerated Services Warehouse, Theodore, Alabama. August 23, 2010. A cold storage and shipping facility on the Theodore Industrial Canal. The plant used anhydrous ammonia to keep its blast freezers running. The day before, the facility lost power for over 7 hours. Workers began restarting the refrigeration system the next morning. 2 international ships were being loaded nearby. More than 800 people were working outdoors at a cleanup site for the BP oil spill response. During restart, liquid ammonia and hot ammonia gas met inside the same pipe. A roof-mounted suction pipe, 12 inches wide, ruptured. Over 32,000 pounds of ammonia released into the air within seconds. A crane operator on one of the ships was overcome by vapor and fell while trying to escape his cab. The ammonia cloud spread a quarter-mile across the canal, directly toward the cleanup workers. This created a sudden extreme pressure spike, far beyond what the pipe was built to handle. 152 people were treated at hospitals for ammonia exposure. 4 were placed in intensive care. The Mobile County Emergency Management Agency ordered a 1-mile evacuation around the site. Investigators later found Millard had experienced 2 earlier, smaller releases from the same cause. Millard paid a $3 million penalty under the Clean Air Act. Arena leak. The Fernie Memorial Arena, Fernie, British Columbia, Canada. October 17, 2017, a small mountain town of about 5,000 people. The arena's ice-making system ran on an ammonia-based chiller, a setup used in more than half of Canada's indoor rinks. In the summer of 2017, a small leak had been found in the chiller. A maintenance contractor had recommended replacing the unit back in 2010, but the city had deferred the cost. On October 16th, the leaking chiller was put back into service for the start of curling season. The next morning, 3 men entered the arena's mechanical room. 2 city employees and a refrigeration technician from a contracting company. Within minutes, the small leak escalated into a rapid, large-scale release of ammonia gas inside the enclosed mechanical room. A seam in one of the chiller's tubes had developed a tiny hole, allowing high-pressure ammonia to leak into the brine cooling loop. In a sealed mechanical room, ammonia concentrations can reach lethal levels in under 30 seconds. All 3 men were overcome before they could escape. Police and gas crews could not safely enter the building for more than 24 hours. Nearby residents, including a seniors' care facility, were evacuated. An investigation by Technical Safety BC concluded the deaths were caused by the decision to return known faulty equipment to service. The arena was closed for months, and a new refrigeration system was installed before it reopened. Nitrogen leak. The Foundation Food Group poultry plant, Gainesville, Georgia. January 28, 2021, a chicken processing facility about 60 miles northeast of Atlanta. The plant used a liquid nitrogen freezer, called an immersion spiral freezer, to flash freeze chicken products on line 4. Maintenance work had recently been performed on the freezer. A tube inside the freezer's control system had been bent, likely during that maintenance work. This disabled the system's ability to monitor and limit how much liquid nitrogen entered the unit. The freezer began to overfill. Liquid nitrogen overflowed into the surrounding room. Liquid nitrogen, when exposed to room temperature air, expands rapidly into an odorless, colorless gas. It pushes breathable oxygen out of an enclosed space without any smell or visible warning. A cloud of nitrogen gas, 4 to 5 feet high, spread across the freezer room. 2 maintenance workers inside were overcome first. As co-workers went in to help them, they were overcome as well. In total, 14 employees entered the area trying to rescue colleagues. 6 workers died of asphyxiation. 3 others, plus a responding firefighter, were seriously injured. The U.S. Chemical Safety Board's investigation found the plant had no nitrogen gas detectors or alarms installed. OSHA issued 59 citations and nearly $1 million in fines across 4 companies involved in the plant's operation. Warehouse fire. The Worcester Cold Storage and Warehouse Company, Worcester, Massachusetts. December 3, 1999. A 6-story vacant brick warehouse on Franklin Street, built in 1906 and 1912. The building had been abandoned for years but was known to shelter homeless individuals during winter. At around 6 p.m., an off-duty police officer driving past noticed smoke coming from the roof. The fire department was alerted and engines arrived within minutes. 11 minutes into the response, a neighboring business owner told firefighters that 2 homeless people might be inside. 2 teams of firefighters entered the building to search for them. Inside, the warehouse was a maze of interconnected rooms and corridors across 2 joint structures. Thick black smoke filled the building almost immediately, reducing visibility to near zero. Image, interior view from. The search teams became disoriented. Radio communication with the teams was lost. The fire grew to 5 alarms, and the building's heavy timber floors began to collapse. The cause of the fire was later determined to be a dispute between 2 homeless occupants, during which a candle was knocked into a pile of clothing. 6 firefighters died, 3 lieutenants and 3 firefighters, later known as the Worcester Six. It took 8 days to recover all 6 bodies from the rubble. The incident led to nationwide changes in firefighter training on abandoned buildings, new protocols for tracking personnel inside structure fires, and updated standards for thermal imaging equipment in fire departments across the United States. Freezer death. Carolyn Mangum, hotel kitchen worker. March 2014, Westin Peachtree Plaza Hotel, Atlanta, Georgia. Mangum, 61, worked in the hotel's kitchen, where a large walk-in freezer, 12 feet by 10 feet, stored food supplies. Several months earlier, the freezer's interior exit-release mechanism had failed once before. An employee had been trapped and had to bang on the back wall until someone outside heard her and opened the door. On the day of the incident, Mangum entered the freezer to retrieve supplies. The door closed behind her. When she tried to leave, the exit release button did not work. She was trapped inside in sub-zero temperatures with no way to call for help. Mangum was trapped for approximately 13 hours before the door was finally opened. The medical examiner noted that the skin on her knuckles had worn away from her attempts to signal for help by pounding on the door and walls. OSHA investigated and found the hotel had exposed workers to a known hazard, issuing a fine of over $12,000. During a follow-up test the following month, the same exit button malfunctioned again, trapping 2 more people inside, including an OSHA inspector. The hotel agreed to implement regular inspections of all freezer door release mechanisms. The case became part of a broader national conversation about the lack of federal regulations specifically addressing walk-in freezer entrapment. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for similar ones and feel free to drop suggestions for the next video in the comments.